What's going on, Cancer? And welcome to the Chariot Friends. Justin here, and I hope you're feeling amazing today. So, for those of you who are returning, welcome back, Soul Tribe. I appreciate your subscriptions, your likes, and shares. Your support really does mean a lot to me, and it keeps us growing. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I'm happy Higher Self has brought you here. We are in for an amazing journey. So the purpose of this channel, for those of you who have Cancer in your placement, Sun, Moon, Rising, Jupiter, wherever, Cancer, this one's for you. And I do tarot card spreads based off our ruler here, the good old Moon. And I'll talk about what sign she's in, what phase she's in, when she's going void, of course, just all of those lunar shenanigans. And just so you're all aware, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one. So take what resonates with you, leave the rest with me, and never force a reading on a situation, and everything will be fantastic, Cancer. Now, let's jump into it. Your space has been cleansed. Gems, feeling lovely. Just great energy all around here, Cancer. Now, Cancer, hope you had a great weekend, one. And I hope you're feeling enthusiastic and optimistic because the moon is in Sagittarius. I enjoy the moon in Sag. It's a good energy because you'll be feeling, you may notice, Cancer, that you're feeling more. Oh, both? Okay, keeping the Fool here. But you'll notice you'll be absolutely be feeling more full energy. One, you'll be feeling ambitious, optimistic, fortunate. It's just Sagittarius energy is just expansive, and it's also an energy of like higher learning and just full energy. Oh, I don't even know if you saw that. Well, we're gonna talk about that in a second, Cancer. But also, the moon is in a waning gibbous phase. So it's a good thing that we have all this boundless optimism right now, because this is a good time for reflection. And when we're reflecting, Cancer, and thinking about, some ways that we could have tweaked, because we're also celebrating, but in the reflection time, be kind to yourself when you're going through these phases. If there were any things that didn't quite go right, that's okay. We tweak, we adjust, and then we keep it moving, Cancer. We chariot that thing. And then lastly, the decks that I'm working with. This one is the Dreamy Moons Tarot deck, and then this one is the Astrology Oracle deck, and I'll include, it's the Celestial Destiny, Celestial Destiny Astrology Oracle deck. And I've included links for these decks and other decks that I like using down in the description box below, so definitely check that out if you're interested, Cancer. But look at you, the Fool. I think this is one of the few times that I'm okay being called the Fool, Cancer. And I hope you are too, because this is great energy for, just starting something new. This, first and foremost, Cancer, I say if we haven't taken a moment today just to appreciate the moment that we're in right now, wherever you are, if you have, when you're watching this, pause for a second and just take a moment, just take it all in, because the Fool energy, it's that that carpe diem, energy, seizing the day, in realizing that there are endless opportunities every moment, and that we're going through this journey, and that it's beautiful, Cancer, when we experience this rush of energy, that inspiration. I remember when the sun had entered Sagittarius, I was doing, this is early, I think it was even before I started this channel. It was like, I remember waking up one day and it was just like I was recording in a different space in the apartment that I'm in, and then moved over, had like a crazy idea, made it work, and then moved over here, and it's been like great ever since, Cancer. And I feel like that this energy is also, how we were talking kind of about the Ace of Wands last week, doing something fresh, maybe liven things up. The Fool can be represented by Uranus. And Uranus is energy of, kind of like a shock to the system. It's like that sort of like sudden change. Uranus is the energy that'll come through if everything has been, running, like running or if there's something that's in need of a change. Let's say, we got this nice dinner table set up, and it's like it looks nice on the surface, but underneath there's some things that need to be corrected. Uranus is that like flipping stuff over and bringing stuff to light, because the full energy too, Cancer, I feel like this isn't just like initiating change or anything like that just for change sake. It's if we've been feeling kind of stagnant, if there hasn't been this enthusiasm for life, this that joy, if we feel like we've been kind of in a rut, shake things up, Cancer. That's what the Fool invites us to do, because clearly we may be at this place where we just might be at the end of a cycle, and it may be time to incorporate just something new into the mix. See if we can breathe some freshness into this. But Cancer, let's see how we can work with these energies here. Oh, boldly won. Hold up, let's talk about this for a second, Queen of Wands. Look at you. And I mean, Cancer, these aren't gender-specific readings, so keep in mind, we're working with the energies here. You're absolutely about to be a Queen of Wands in this scenario, because the Queen of Wands is a type that if she notices that things have become just same old, like we've been doing carrying the same kind of burdens, doing just a lot. She's the type like, okay, let's shake it up. She's not the type to really, she's a do first and kind of adjust as we go, Cancer. And, I feel like with this Ten of Wands, if we've been feeling like this, where it's just like, it's been just like a heavy load that we've been kind of carrying, and it's, because it's one thing to be like in a rut, where we feel like it's shaking stuff up, but it's also too, if we've just been kind of like working real hard, possibly, but maybe we've been expending our energies all over the place. I feel like that this is a time to just sort of like break out of that cycle for a second and do something for yourself. Treat yourself, because the Queen of Wands, this is Aries energy is just following you around here, Cancer. I feel like that she's asking us to do something bold, do something new, do something. That's how we can embrace this Fool's energy, and that's how we can, sometimes when we get almost like, if we almost like form our own cycle, Cancer, when we get stuck in those ruts and things, this is the energy. And Aries energy too, when you think about it, Cancer, is represented by the spring. When things, when we've been kind of hibernating for a while, spring breathes in that freshness. And, we're getting closer. We still have like maybe another week or two before we get into Aries season, but the energies are already starting to shift that way, Cancer. Sidebar, I've been personally kind of like on and off, just been kind of like smelling spring. I'll just get like random whiffs of spring, and it's just like it's like in my apartment. And no, I'm not going around spraying like spring fresh, Cancer. Don't be. I see you trying to be funny, but really, that's like. I feel like that there's some fresh things, or the world is looking for just something fresh, something new for all of us to kind of like go out and do something just like out of the ordinary for us, Cancer. Really kind of shake things up a little bit more. Let's see what else we got going on here, Cancer. Jeez. Cancer. Ace of Wands is following you around. And keep in mind, Cancer, I mention this from time to time, but not only am I shuffling here, I do a pre-shuffle prior to these readings too. So there's all kinds of shuffling here. Cancer, all this wand energy, if we're just sitting on heat right now, Cancer, because this Ten of Wands too, this could be, maybe you got a bunch of ideas cooking up here. This doesn't even necessarily just have to be just like a burden. This could be maybe you got some stuff that you want to cook into the mix here. That you're thinking about doing, but maybe we're worried about like, do I have like the resources, or am I going to have enough time, or am I going to do blah blah blah? Cancer. Just like I said, the Queen of Wands figures it out. You'll figure it out, Cancer. Sometimes it's just like, it's just taking taking that leap of faith, jumping in and seeing what happens. And Cancer, you'll adjust. I promise. Because even when I started this channel, it was sure I had like an idea of what I was going to do, but it was very half-baked. It was just like I was doing some readings. Someone had even mentioned the idea for me, and I was like, I was even going to push it off a little bit. But I want to say I started around, let's see, the 9th would have been, I forgot where the moon would have been then. Moon might have been in Scorpio then. But regardless, Cancer, it was one of those things that it's like I wanted to push it and wait for a second, but it was like, why? You know, there was no, I didn't really have a reason to put it off. It was just like, let's just go for it and let's just see what happens. I'll manage the time, like I'll make it work for the channels. And it's like how I've been doing, Cancer. If things, you know, if we need to adjust schedules and things, because you know, you got life stuff too. You adjust, Cancer, you adapt, but know and trust that you can adapt and that you can work with these energies here more. But know that you can do this, you know, and be bold about it, because really, Cancer, the universe is throwing heat at you, trying to get you to do something. You know, startups in Cancer. You know how I feel about, you know, it don't have to be anything. You know, if you got something world changing, Cancer, absolutely get that started up. Don't leave the soul tribe waiting. But even if it's just something little as, you know, maybe you want to start a garden. You know, maybe you want to, I don't know, maybe you want to fix the shingles, you know, maybe you want to retile your floor, maybe whatever, Cancer. Just doing something, just something fresh, something new, you know, Cancer. It's good energy. But let's get into some challenges here with this waning gibbous. Let's see what's going down here. And you know, Cancer, thinking about Sagittarius energy. Sagittarius is very much adventurous energy. You know, they are the type, Sagittarians are bold, they're brave, it's different than, it's not to say that Aries isn't brave. You know, I'm thinking about the fire signs, but Sagittarius is bold and ambitious and brave in a different way, because I feel like because their ruler is Jupiter, and Jupiter brings luck and abundance and wisdom and growth, I feel like it's that trust, that inherent trust that, you know, everything's gonna be all right. We're going to get it figured out. It doesn't matter, you know. Like Sagittarius, you know, they set their mark. You know, once they focus on something, we're gonna get it done. And that's where I feel like, Cancer, you know, go on an adventure, do something fresh, because I bet you this is going to help you expand. Look at that. You're going to start growing faster than you thought. Cancer is heating up. There's so much heat. And both of these cards, Cancer, the 8 of, wow, that just dawned on me. Hold on, let's put this down for a second. The 10 of Wands and the 8 of Wands, both Sagittarius cards. This is Mercury in Sagittarius, and this is the Moon in Sagittarius. Look at you, Cancer. You know I love when you do that. You know what I also love? When we put some ideas into action, when we start getting some of this stuff moving here, because Cancer, you're probably full of ideas and full of energy too. You know, I feel like all these wands, the wands represent energy, Cancer, and you might be feeling tired right now. That may be a sign. Take some rest up now, because things are going to start heating up, you know? And I feel like in the best possible way. Ace of Wands, absolutely things are going to start creasing up. And 2, Cancer, I feel like things, you know, when we take off, things are going to start changing for you faster than you realize. When we start just taking those bold leaps and start doing, and Cancer, when I'm saying bold, you know, we want to be calculated for sure. You know, I'm not saying, you know, just like, you know, completely, you know, apply it to your situation, but don't overthink it, you know, because sometimes when if we overthink it, we talk ourselves out of it. If it's something that we can make work, Cancer, go for it, you know, and because the growth and expansion is going to be incredible. You know, when I'm talking about this, you know, talk about this being Mercury and Sagittarius, get yourself geeked up. You know, Mercury is how we communicate, it's how we think, and this is astrology according to Justin, but I feel like that this is, you know, this energy is like getting yourself geeked up, you know, for a new journey, for some growth, for wisdom. Jupiter, it rewards when you go and when you take a leap of faith and do something, you know, to expand your consciousness and whatnot. Cancer, more. Let's see what else. But let's see what else. Cancer. King of Stars, look at you. See? Abundance, 1. Abundance, and 2, Cancer, stability. Because here's the thing. When we're doing new stuff like this, Cancer, this does that excitement, that drive, that new vision for life. You know, when we have that excitement on our journey, it does provide you a certain level of stability. It provides you with like an emotional stability because we're being brave. You know, we're journey. You know, we're trying new things. We're growing, and that is, you know, that's expanding your foundation, Cancer, and 2, the level of abundance that can come from pursuing these little things. You know, you never, like, it could be, the stars for me, they're pentacles in traditional decks. The stars for me really encompass a broad sense of abundance. This could be, you know, if we take this leap, you know, maybe we're thinking about going, oh, I don't know. I don't have any good examples at the moment, Cancer, but you know, if you were, let's say if we were to start up like a hobby or something like that, it could potentially turn into you may be working on something outside in your garage, out in, you know, your yard, and then someone happens to walk by or happens to be driving by. They're like, hey, Cancer, I love what you're doing. Do you want to become a King of Pentacles? And I know that may seem a little overly optimistic, Cancer, but why not? You know, it's not going to hurt doing it anyway, you know, like just like pursuing this stuff. But the abundance. You know, it can be monetary abundance, it can be, you know, emotional abundance, it can be spiritual abundance. The King of Pentacles, it doesn't matter. Wherever he looks, wherever he is, he's abundant, and he's grateful for that. And that's, didn't we take a moment to be grateful for these experiences, Cancer? The fact that we can, you know, that life can be just a new adventure every day, you know, like we're just even bigger than just like the lunar cycles, even just like daily cycles, Cancer. We can, there's so much opportunities out there for us, and so many ways we can work with these energies to bring our abundance and do this stuff. But you know, Cancer is something that we have to go out there and just like and take that leap and be brave and trust that you're doing this, that making time and channeling our energy into this stuff is going to reward us down the line. Because I mean, come on. Ace of Wands more. Okay. All right, Cancer, let's get some advice from Jupiter. Jupiter. And fun little fact, Cancer. Jupiter is exalted in our sign. So this is something where Sagittarius energy, make the most of it. You know, when we're under the influence of Jupiter, because here's the thing too, when we think about where the moons when the moons are in certain signs, Cancer, their depositor is like the Sagittarius depositor is Jupiter when the moon is in Sagittarius. So we have, it's like almost like, you know, we have like the influences of both the planets here. So and Jupiter feels at home in our sign. So, or at least it's comfortable. The moon never minds when Jupiter comes on over. So just something to keep this is something to think about, Cancer. You know, we got luck on our side. Cancer, something else too that I'm thinking about. I'm probably gonna get some advice, I promise. Something else too. You know, where, you know how Scorpio, how we did last week, Scorpio has 2 rulers. Well, we have 2, I'm sure there are some other signs too, but we're Jupiter and Neptune are exalted in our signs, Cancer. It's special, you know, like Let's get some advice. What do you got to say, Jupiter? Let's drop some wisdom here, Jupiter. Oi. Oof. Okay. Whoo! You see what I'm talking about, Cancer? I can't make it up, Cancer. Wheel of Fortune. Jupiter's card. What do you want to say to that, Cancer? We were talking about cycles. You know, this is Cancer. There is fortune and opportunities and growth and greater consciousness and luck. More? Of course, because Jupiter's so generous. Cancer, this is what I mean. You know, when we start following the energies and really start like tuning in and like look at you, you know, just taking not even control of the cycle, but just like I don't even really know what to say to that. Let's get some more so I can help me get my. Can we clarify this higher self? Let's clarify the Wheel of Fortune, Cancer. Let's clarify this advice because that's sick. Wow. Cancer. Hold up. Do you see what's happening here? I'm sorry, my computer went, fellas. Which I'm not sure how the computer could fall asleep with what's going down here. Cancer. Look at how one. Can we just talk about how regal you are for a second? All this royalty. You went from a king to you were from a queen to a king to an emperor again. So, Cancer. More? Of course not. Let's switch back over. Because Cancer, come on. This is dope. This is asking. I feel that this clarification, this Emperor to the Wheel of Fortune, is asking us to take charge of our destiny, Cancer, to rise up during these cycles and make the most of this energy that we have. And I mean that in, if there are, like how I was talking about last week, if there are things that we've been wanting to incorporate, you know, maybe if you wanted to learn another language, maybe you want to go think about maybe picking up some online courses, you know, I'm thinking with Jupiter energy, or maybe you want to start a business, you know, Emperor, I see you, or just whatever, Cancer. I feel like that this is the time that if we want to start some things, you know, because, I mean, this is sick, then the energy is ripe. You know, this is a auspicious time. You know, I feel like to get abundance in whatever that looks like for you. You know, I'm a big fan. Wheel of Fortune, the Wheel of Fortune doesn't turn itself. You know, sure, you know, the cycles end in things, but what we do during that cycle depends on how this wheel is turning. You know, the wheel is going, sure, it's going to keep going regardless, but we can accelerate things. We can increase the pace of our abundance when we put some heat underneath it. I mean, Cancer, this has been one hot reading. I'll tell you what. And you know what, Cancer? With all this heat, with all this energy, I will say, because we do want to keep a grounded approach. Because sometimes, you know, because I'm guilty of it. I can get, you know, real pumped up and real over and, you know, just like, yes, go do it. Part of that being my Leos, and I got Leo or Jupiter and Leo, so I'm just, you know, a little bit extra. But, you know, we can be grounded with this energy. I'm thinking with this King of Stars, but we can still be bold and get the most out of this, Cancer. So yeah, I'm gonna leave that there because there's no point in keeping you here. You have things that you got cooking up here, and it's Cancer is getting to a boil. Let's do something. Like in any little thing, just start manifesting. This is this is the time, Cancer. You know, like, and it's you know, it's not like this energy's not going to come around again, but it's just like these surges here, especially when we get cards that start following us. You know, let's listen to the universe. Higher self's trying to get your attention, Cancer. So I'm gonna leave that there, especially that freaking mic drop from Jupiter. Thank you for that. I'm with that, Cancer. And if you're with it too, if something resonated with you, give it a thumbs up, Cancer. Let's get Cancer. Let's get them going. Cause here's the thing too, Cancer. You know, we don't want to be like because I'm thinking about our son, and this may be a little not so tasteful, but you know, we don't want to be just like sitting in, like, it's this energy, I feel like, is like putting a crab in hot water. You know, like, we're sitting on all this heat and stuff. Let's get out of that pot and do something, Cancer. I know that's a bit of a weird analogy, but you know what I mean. Let's get Cancers, you know, Cancerians motivated, you know, to go out there and just start creating stuff. Really start, you know, living the balancing out, you know, their, you know, the obligations with some fresh new things, you know, because Cancer, you never even know what new ideas may pop up for you when you start doing these things. I mean, Jupiter-Uranus combo here, come on, there's shock to the system. Something fantastic can come from this. So let's share this. And then if you haven't already, subscribe, hit that bell button. You get notified when I release videos each day. And then social media, I have a Facebook, I got Instagram, I'm hardly on them. I do get on Facebook from time to time, you know, just like to connect with friends. I found that's been really nice. I'm, you know, really reconnecting with a lot of people that I did a lot during my soul travels. I kind of fell out of touch with a lot of people, but I'm getting back in touch. But also, my main platform that I'm on is Insight Timer, and it's just like an app it's a meditation app. I've been working with them for, you know, years. We're not in any kind of partnership or anything, but I created a group on there called Zodiac's Raising the Vibration. Got the idea from you, Cancer. At least, you know, the idea to create the group popped up while I was doing the reading. And, you know, it's just a place to drop like positive affirmations and encouraging messages. And, you know, as the group grows, you know, I have a bunch of ideas. I just thought of a name for, you're on a roll, Cancer. After that whole Empress thing last week, man, I came up with I'm going to do some meditation stuff. It'll be like self-care with the Empress. It's going to be, but it's just, come on over there, Cancer. Let's meditate together. Let's meditate when the moon's void, of course, and just have a good old time. And then lastly, I mean, Cancer, check your sun, moon, rising, you know, check your Jupiter while you're at it. And I mean, and then check out my other channel, Alchemist 8. Do videos, because some of you, you know, I don't normally do this, but some of you, with how Aries has been following you around, Cancer, maybe some of you got some Aries in your chart. You might be more bold than you realize. So, you know, may tap into that Emperor energy, or you may have some first house placements. I have my Mars placement. My Mars is in the first house, so Mars is at home. So you just little things you can learn about yourself, Cancer. But check out my channel, Alchemist 8. Do weekly videos there with different monthly themes. Gonna be changing some stuff up here soon. Really excited about that. But all that housekeeping, keeping it fresh, Cancer, is down in the description box below. But let me get your surprise card here, so I can get you out there and getting your abundance, Cancer. Because Cancer, look at this. Look at that. Things were getting a little warm, a little hot, so we got some cups here to kind of cool you off here, Cancer. But that doesn't change the fact that there are opportunities aplenty. You are spoiled with decisions, Cancer. So what do you want to start, you know? And don't let the idea of, you know, because maybe there are a bunch of things we want to get started. Pick one, Cancer, because sometimes too, you know, if we get too overwhelmed by the options, then we're just like, oh, I can't be bothered. Because I do, you know, if I got too many options, Cancer, I'm just like, oh, you know, this is doing the most. But, you know, just pick one that just resonates with you. You know, maybe make a list and just see if you get like a little, like a response of like a or like a oof, or check it out. See where it goes, because you take that leap, Cancer. Jupiter rewards. I mean, come on. So I think I'm going to leave that there, Cancer. Stay safe out there. And I mean, how fantastic. You keep eyes on the moon because come on. Where to go? What was that? 8? Oh, no, I don't think we had a moon in Sag. But still, you had all this Sag energy. I mean, come on. Cancer, keep eyes on the moon. Because that's where the abundance is. Follow to keep track of these energies. The energy is hot right now, Cancer. The moon's trying to set us up for abundance. Jupiter's trying to set up for abundance. We're tight with Jupiter. Let's make the most of that. And I will catch you on the next one tomorrow.